Hello guys, welcome back. Here is my new tutorial for you with Christmas wreath, and I hope you enjoy it. This is 5x7 format and you can make a cute Christmas card or you can frame it. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like, share, comment below and subscribe to my channel for more. And join my Patreon for additional tutorials and extras. Let's paint and have fun! And for drawing a wreath, I'm using very simple technique. You can use any cup or mug and just trace a circle. And with a pencil, I'm lightly drawing some berries, holly leaves, just the approximate composition, and I will finish the most with my paint. If you are my Patreon member, you can download this traceable file and know to draw it from scratch. I'm gonna speed up the drawing here and comment below guys if you prefer speed up or real-time videos. I'm painting on 5x7 Fabriano watercolor paper, cold press and 100% cotton. I will mention all the supplies I used for this video in the description. For the berries, I'm mixing two reds, alizarin crimson and cadmium red light. I started painting with my Princeton number 4 Neptune, but switched to my silver number 8 black velvet. And this is one of my favorite brushes. It has a nice thin tip and you can also paint some larger details with it. I'm trying to leave white highlight in the berries to make it look 3D dimensional, but if you guys miss it, you can always add it later with white gouache or gel pen. I always have paper towel handy and tap off my brush if it's too watery. I'm adding a little bit of cadmium yellow to brighten up the red. And it's always nice when you mix 2 or 3 different shades. In this case for the red, and I will do the same for the leaves. And you need to use at least 2-3 different greens. I'm adding tiny bit of purple in some berries for the shadows. And here comes the green. I'm using right from the tube Perylene Green by Daniel Smith, which is nice natural green color. And to lighten up, I also add cadmium yellow. So you see I have 2 different puddles, one with lighter, brighter green, yellowish, and the darker one right from the tube. I also added a tiny bit of turquoise for the 3rd shade. I'm painting this leaf wet on dry, but later you're gonna see me using wet on wet technique. I'm starting painting pine needles using my lighter yellowish green, and I'll go back to my holly leaves in a second. And try to balance the composition when you paint, so you have needles on the left, on the right, on top and bottom, and same with the holly leaves. Now I'm using wet on wet technique, just wetting my paper with clean water and using that perylene green. I want the leaves to look a lot darker, so I'm adding more pigment because I want to add white snow later and I want the snowflakes to pop. I like to have a nice contrast in my paintings and not afraid to paint dark, and especially the watercolors get a lot lighter when they dry. And now with clean brush and tapping on paper towel, I'm creating highlights. Here I'm continuing with another layer of pine needles. This time I added a little bit of burnt sienna. I see another holly leaf, what I missed. I'm using burnt umber and drawing those tiny twigs and branches and connecting the berries. I'm also filling up the white gaps between the greenery. And here I see the holly leaves need some more contrast, more color, and I'm adding some darker and lighter greens. So I'm pretty much going with another layer of greens and glazing. Here my painting is completely dry and I'm taking white gouache and adding splatters for the snow. And it's turning so pretty, and I love how the snowflakes pop on those dark green leaves. Using same white gouache, I'm adding those tiny highlights on the berries in the leaves. I decided to use my metallic gold watercolor and add some touches around the whole painting. And I thought it would be cute to add something in the center, and I decided to use a script and write joy with the same metallic. And you guys can be creative and write whatever you want. You can write Merry Christmas or put the initial of the person if you think to give it to someone special. I hope I inspired you and you guys gonna try to paint it. And thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in my next video.